Alaikum everyone. My name is Huzaifah Ahmed and I'm from Rehan Korangi campus. And for this last task of reviewing TEDx talks, I watched the TEDx, The Impact of Technology and Education by Anant Agarwal. And the reason this talk is worth paying attention to is that it doesn't just talk about technology in education as an idea, rather, it shows what happens when you actually try it. I'm talking about at massive scale, and honestly reflect on what worked and what didn't. Basically, Agarwal is a professor at MIT and the founder of EDX, a non-profit online learning platform created by MIT and Harvard to make high quality education free and accessible to anyone in any corner of the world. He opens with a large and sharp observation. Education hasn't changed much in the last 500 years. He argues the last big leap in education was textbooks and the printing press hundreds of years ago. Meanwhile, everything else around us, healthcare, transportation, communication, has been completely transformed. He compares the change education needs to the difference between an ox cart and an airplane. It's not a small upgrade, it's a complete reimagining. He points out that the millennial generation is completely comfortable with online technology. So, why are we still fighting it in the classroom? Students today interact with the world differently. The tools need to match the learners. His solution isn't to replace traditional classrooms entirely, it's what he calls the blended model. Rather than purely online or purely in person, blended learning combines the best of both, using technology for content delivery, self pacing, and instant feedback while keeping face-to-face interaction for discussion, collaboration, and mentorship. Then he breaks down what makes this model effective. First, active learning. Students engage with the material rather than passively watching. Second, self-pacing. Being able to pause, rewind, and revisit content at your own speed. And third, instant feedback. Instead of waiting days for a graded paper, you know immediately what you got right and what you did. And fourth, peer learning. He originally planned to answer all student questions himself, but quickly realized students were responding to each other, talking about problems, through problems, reaching answers collaboratively, and learning by teaching one another. The numbers back it up. EDX first course enrolled 155,000 students from over 160 countries around the world. That kind of reach simply doesn't exist in a traditional lecture hall. What I found most valuable about this talk is how balanced it is. Agarwal isn't claiming technology will fix everything. He makes the case that MOOCs matter as a way to share high level learning widely and supplement, but perhaps not replace traditional classrooms. That honestly makes the argument a lot stronger. And the part that stayed with me most is the peer learning observation. The idea that students were teaching each other without any input from the professor and genuinely learning more because of it says something important about what education can look like when you remove some of the traditional barriers. It also made me think about how much learning happens outside official channels already. I'm talking about YouTube, forums, communities, online, and how little of that is acknowledged or built upon in formal education. Overall, this is a talk that makes a clear and practical case for why technology belongs in education, not as a gimmick, but as a genuine tool for expanding access and improving how learning actually happens. If I had to summarize it all in maybe one line, it would be online learning isn't here to replace the classroom, it's here to make the classroom better and to reach the millions of people who never had access to one. I'd recommend this talk to anyone interested in the future of education, online learning, or just understanding how basically technology is quietly reshaping what it means to go to school. That was my review and my last review of Anant Agarwal's TED Talk on the impact of technology in education. So, Allah Hafiz and thank you everyone.